Hi friends, my name is Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, I'm going to show you how we're going to use inspiration from some high-end catalogs to create some beautiful dupes. Inspiration comes from so many places, and we often see God's artistry translated into beautiful paintings and wall decor. I found some beautiful examples of nature-inspired framed wall art in a high-end catalog, and I love the pieces, but realized I could dupe them for a fraction of the cost that they were selling for. Here, for example, this butterfly wing framed was over $800, and this bird's nest, $224. So we're going to dive into our first inspired piece. So the next time you're in Dollar Tree, go to their frames department. I found these document frames with the beautiful gold borders in the graduation decor section. Then go on over to the stickers and wall adhesive section where you'll find beautiful nature-inspired stickers. They're easy to remove and self-adhesive. You'll want to purchase 2 matching frames. Now, after you remove the cellophane wrapper, you're going to want to just pull back on the clips and take it apart. Pull back gently on these because they do break off easily. And don't worry if you lose 1 or 2, it will still stay closed. It's a fairly lightweight frame. So after you get them all gently pulled back, that will allow you to release the backing as well as the paper inserts. Take all of that out. The next thing you want to do is take your piece of glass and clean that on both sides. Then you'll need to remove these little metal clips. Those are designed for hanging, and you can easily reattach them, but for our purposes we need to take them apart, and it's very easy just to slip them through. They're attached with a piece of Scotch tape. So you can see I'm just removing both, and don't worry that it will leave 2 narrow little cuts in that piece of backing. We'll cover that up as well. So now you have a nice piece of backboard that's solid black, and that's the color we're going to want to go on the background of our beautiful butterfly wing. You can see now I've cleaned the glass and it's very shiny and clear. So you want to set that aside, and the first thing you're going to want to do is take your piece of black matting paper, and we're going to put our butterfly wings on there. You can see that the sticker is a double-sided sheet, and together it makes one complete butterfly. So this works really well for both frames. Very carefully remove your sticker, and I like to start with that center part of the body and then just delicately peel it back, and then you can go ahead and pull back and it comes off so beautifully. And the next easy step is just to attach it to your blackboard. Now, you'll want to position it so that that one slit is covered up by the sticker. Also, when you place it on your board, pull it back just about 1/4 of an inch, because remember, the border of the frame is going to cover up that outermost edge. So just go ahead and position that carefully, and should it be in the wrong place, you can easily peel it back up and reposition it. I actually did that a couple times, so it's a very durable sticker. Now I'm just putting my glass overlay on top of that sticker, and we'll just reinsert it back into the frame. But before we reassemble it, you'll want to add a sticker to that bottom spot where that one little slit is exposed. So here I just chose this pretty flower, and I positioned it so you never know that that little cut is in the paper. And now I'm going to reassemble the frame quite easily. Just reinsert your glass, and then turn your butterfly right back into position, and then you can use a piece of that white paper that came out of the frame, and you can simply overturn it to give the backing a cleaner look, because remember, we now have that brown cardboard exposed since we reversed it in order to have the black background behind the butterfly wings. And once everything's in position, just press down on your little clips and that will hold everything in place. And look how beautiful this is. And it becomes even more spectacular when you use the other half of the sticker sheet to frame your other half of your butterfly. What a beautiful pairing this makes. You can see where on the right half, I used 2 of the floral stickers off the sheet to cover up the little blemishes that were on that paper. I think this is just a gorgeous project. The total cost for the 2 frames and the double-sided sticker was $3.75. And now I'll show you a pretty way that I use them in my own home. Now, if you're ready, I'm ready. We'll dive into the next project. This one is beautiful. I think you're going to love it. For this amazing project, I'm going to use 2 canvases that I purchased from the Crafters Square section at Dollar Tree. Here you see I'm removing the cellophane overwrap from one of them. This one is very flat, and I'm going to use it to cover up the design on a Hobby Lobby frame that I purchased in the clearance section. It was originally over $17 and I paid $4.49 for it, but I didn't want that design to be visible. So rather than paint over it, I was fortunate to find this piece of flat canvas that overlaid perfectly, leaving only a narrow, lovely border around it between the canvas and the frame. Now, as you see me unwrap this other boxed canvas that I also purchased for $1.25 from the Crafters Square section, and this is the portion we're going to use for our design. I'm using the inspiration from the artwork that we saw. I found almost identically on a napkin. And here you see I'm using a water pen, and you can also purchase water pens from the Crafters Square at Dollar Tree. It's wonderful to use these. The chamber has water inside it, and you could also use a paintbrush that's dipped in water, but this is so easy to outline the portion of the design that you want to highlight. So here you can see that I'm just broadly outlining the part of the nest that we want to highlight in our decoupage. Now, this will create a weakened portion of paper, allowing me to make an easy tear. And for those of you who follow my channel, you know that this is a popular technique that I use often. It creates a lovely deckled or feathered edge to allow it to then blend in beautifully to the background. Once I have my design pulled out, I'm going to further outline it just to remove a little bit more of the excess white napkin. And then after I get a little closer to the design, here you can see I'm going around that corner, and we're going to go ahead and take off some of that bottom lower corner there. And again, just pulling it apart so easily, creating that lovely deckled edge. The next thing you're going to want to do is separate the plies. In this case, this is a 3-ply napkin, so I want to remove the back 2 plies, keeping only the top surface layer of the design. This one proved to be very easy to pull apart, but if you need help getting started, a little drop of Mod Podge between your index finger and thumb will allow you to separate it very quickly. So you see it pulls apart quite easily, and we're left with the transparent overlay. Our design is all ready now to be Mod Podged onto our small canvas. You can see it fits very nicely. The decoupage technique is a wonderful way to create the look of a painted design, and you'll see how amazingly this works. I have the industrial size Mod Podge here that I bought at Michael's using a 40% off coupon, but they sell these small bottles of the Mod Podge at the Dollar Tree for $1.25. As you can see now, I'm just using a paintbrush to apply some of the Mod Podge to the surface of the canvas where I'm going to overlay that napkin. And I don't want to cover the entire canvas, just the area where the design will be placed. At this stage, you need to handle the napkin very delicately because it is thin and now wet with the Mod Podge. Now I'm using that plastic that had wrapped the canvas as an overlay, and I'm also going to use the back plies of the napkin that we pulled apart just to gently rub out any wrinkles. The more smoothly it lays against that canvas, the more it will take on that texture of the canvas and give the look of a painted design. It's coming along nicely, but is not complete because you can see along the bottom, I need to add some additional Mod Podge. I'm putting a little bit on the back of that napkin so that I get it in the exact spot, as well as a little bit underneath on the canvas. And now I'm just laying the napkin down very carefully, again with the paintbrush, and smoothing it gently so that it completely adheres. And again, I'm going to overlay that plastic and use that piece of napkin to just gently continue to smooth out the design. We don't want any wrinkles or bubbles. We want it to very nicely lay against that canvas, taking on that texture of the canvas itself. And here I'm using the brush to do the same thing to that upper left corner where, again, it needed to be completely adhered. And very, very gently, I'm laying it back down. And then we'll do the same thing with the plastic overlay. Now that all the little edges are nicely adhered, I'm once again just laying over the plastic and using that napkin, and we'll work from the center outward. And look how beautifully this turned out. It looks as though the design has been painted on that canvas. This is one of my favorite techniques. I really think you're going to love doing this. The napkins I found on Amazon, and if you need any more guidance on finding them, just leave me a comment below and I can give you more details. But now what I'm going to do is attach the smaller decorated canvas onto the larger using some hot glue. And here's our final result. Isn't this stunning? I am so pleased with this project. And here is our inspiration piece selling for $224. I made this one for under $8. This technique could be used in such a variety of ways. Check out the clearance aisle at places like Hobby Lobby when you can get a nice quality frame. Pick up your canvases from Dollar Tree, some favorite napkin designs, and just have a good time decorating your home and making wonderful gifts for such economical prices. would love to hear which of these is your favorite in the comments below. Also, if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. I would love for you to join us. I do new videos at least once a week. In the meantime, take care and God bless.